Happy Easter to you all, and hi-rez TV is back, and we're going to be presenting you once again. The SPL is beginning. Myself and Diem will be here to bring you Envy versus Eager on this Sunday afternoon. I was going to say morning, but it's afternoon.
Yeah, it's definitely not morning. It's like actually 3 o'clock in the afternoon.
It feels like a morning.
It does kind of feel like a morning.
What's your perfect Sunday?
What was that?
What's your perfect Sunday?
Not this one. Sorry. Let's take a look at the North American standings as we're going to jump into North America today with Envy and Eager.
And having a look at the standings on the table for now for North America. Week 1, you can see Eager is top with 2-0. They're going to face off against Envy, who haven't played just yet, alongside Saw, who are in 4th and 5th position. Obviously, the whole of North America, though, DM, is 2-0 or 0-2. So there's a nice divide developing already after Week 1.
A pretty surprising start, considering the fact that Enemy found their way through Luminosity. We're going to see if Eager can find their way through Envy today. Envy in a weakened state.
Now, that was terrible. Without weakened state. A non-weakened state. That's what you should have said. Non-weakened. That would have been better. Match of the week, however, is Paradigm versus Fnatic, which will be taking place tomorrow, 3 p.m. Same start time as this, basically. Tomorrow, and that'll be Fnatic versus Paradigm. First look at Paradigm after their World Championships. They've not changed any of their roster whatsoever. They kept the same roster. Fnatic, well, they weren't as clean as we expected them to be.
No, that's true. We saw Jiffy having a lot of trouble killing himself to the Fire Giant, initiating poorly. I mean, he will not be able to have that same level of freedom against Paradigm. He will be punished much harshly.
We'll find that out tomorrow, though. But now back to NA, where we're all really here to see Envy versus Eager. We're going into picks and bans. And my, oh my, this is going to be a really good game, honestly. I want to see Divios versus Omega is a big talking point already.
But how does Envy do without their star power? I mean, a lot of their, in my opinion, a lot of what made this team great was the fact that they were superstars.
It's basically a new roster.
The crowd. It's an entirely new roster. They have Kiki and Cyclone still, but they lost 3 other members. Allied's gone, Incon's gone, and who else? I'm already missing someone.
Incon's gone, Allied's gone, and 667's gone.
Oh, weakened, correct.
Yes,
yeah. Replaced, of course, by MLC Stealth and Omega, which is a big deal. This will be the 3rd time MLC and Omega have wound up on the same team.
And they will be using Eonic in the jungle as a substitute. They've already announced that they will be taking Masked for themselves in the following weeks. But Eonic having to sub in this week. Obviously, they dropped weekend before. And they're actually going to go for Kali jungle for Eonic here.
Assuming that this is Kali jungle. Kali can also solo an ADC fairly well.
I just came up against Cyclone's AD carry Carly yesterday, so
how'd it go?
It's a possibility. For the most part, okay until late game.
Now, if there's one thing I know about Nemesis, is if you pick her, you lose lands, right?
But this isn't a LAN, DM. That's the big key here.
Well, we don't know that.
It's not a LAN.
We don't know. djpernicus could be inside CycloneSpin's house right now.
That's quite a possibility. Raijin also locked in for Eager here. If that is jungle in mid lane, I want to say it's very squishy combination.
It is very, very squishy. But Raijin, I think, in the hands of TheBest is probably the best.
It could be pretty good. I mean, he's played Zeus. I was going to mention Zeus has been played twice by Eager, as well as Fenrir twice as well, and Kepri twice. But Hoyi Sol locked in as well. Well, that's definitely a Kali jungle, unless it's going solo.
3 auto attackers?
I doubt we're going to see Omega play Kali solo.
No, I mean, but still 3 auto attackers picked right away.
Aror should be looking towards Kumba Corner here. That's what I'd call out already.
No, Kumba's banned. Kumba's banned.
Oh, he is. And the ban was from Eager, who did that Kumba Corner ban as well, which is more surprising than anything else. Ymir going to be locked in for Eager for a frontline guard.
Option now in the ban phase to Eager as well. They're probably going to try to hit a solo laner here. Going to hit support. It's going to be Geb taken off the board. Athena's already gone. Kepri's already gone. Kumba already gone. And they have their Ymir, so they're going to try to, I assume, hit this again. Wow. Ratatosker.
Respect to the Ratatosker from Divios in the solo lane. Omega clearly doesn't want to have to deal with that whatsoever.
This is a 100% pick ban rate against Eager.
That's quite surprising.
Or with Eager.
Quite surprising indeed. But if you can force bans like that, you're going to have happy days overall. If you can play the other gods consistently,
it's true.
Force people to ban out things like that, it's going to help. Bellona taking away none of that for Omega, and clearly Divios did not want to pick that either.
With the fact that there's very little CC immunity for Nemesis, I'm assuming that Envy's going to be looking for Ares here. But that is not a god that I attribute to Kiki's god pool, at least not in my experience. Uller gets taken off the board. Option to Eager. Chiron's still available, notably.
Chiron is available, but do you really want to pick this up against the Sol Hoyi Kali? Maybe...
Yeah.
What option would you go for the Hunter? Neath? Oh, it's going to be Rama. I think that's a good call here, just for the ultimate to get out of danger as well as the roll.
You know, Zapman played this in his inaugural match this season, and he did amazingly. So I don't think is too surprising for this pickup. Envy looking for their solo in support. It's going to be Sobek for the support role. Final pick likely here for Omega. What do you think? Vamana?
I have no
No,
clue.
it's too much auto attacks.
I have no clue. Divios is going to get the counter pick, whatever this is here, if he has the opportunity to do so.
I would like to see Hercules here.
Osiris, maybe?
No, Osiris, another auto attacker.
Hercules, then? Okay,
Hercules, I think, fits a lot of spaces here.
It's going to be
Vamana.
Vamana.
Okay, so 4 auto attackers on this team, man. That's...
Is Vamana that much of an auto attacker, though, to be fair? He
I mean,
does some auto attacks, but most of it is in Big Baby when he's using the auto attacks.
That's fair. That's fair. The rest can be, but this allows in the early game whoever Eager plays for solo to build into Frostbound and Guardian Mail and affect the rest of the team so dramatically. And there's the Hercules.
There's the Hercules for Divios. Now, the big surprising thing is the Nemesis first pick.
Yeah, that was crazy.
I mean, they could have left that very, very late, not expecting to get it banned potentially, unless they've scrimmed against each other and they already knew the Nemesis was a threat to them.
I'm not sure.
And it's a squishy lineup for Nemesis too, so it's not as if the ultimate's going to really pay off that much. One sprint on the side of Sobek early could really limit what we could see out of this Nemesis.
And it's it's going to be Kali in the jungle for Eonic.
I just called that, yep. There's a sprint on Kiki already straight away, starting with that one. Kind of a standard support start as well. For the most part, you can get out of a lot of danger, especially from curses.
Boop.
And when it comes to team
Boop.
fights, I don't see djpernicus making too much of an impact with this Nemesis now.
Zapman choosing to go into the Death Toll Boots rush as opposed to CycloneSpin, going right for Transcendence.
Quite surprised to see Cyclone go for that one. Go for the extra damage more than anything else from that.
So a few people, around the way, a bunch of pro players are attesting that CycloneSpin or Met Yankee is the current top ADC in North America over both Zapman and Barracuda. Zapman able to defend himself against that argument here as he will have his first game this season against CycloneSpin. And this will be the first time that we see CycloneSpin play in his new role in a competitive setting. But let me tell you, I have had the both pleasure and displeasure with playing with and playing against it. And he is pretty dominant, man.
Well, I think the big key here is going to be the power spikes over in that Hunter role more often than not, because we're going to see Boots come online just before the Transcendence, more than likely from Ho Yi. Then the power spike will go in his favor once that's stacked up. However, then Ickfall potentially for Zapman as well, just to increase once again. Look at the ricochets from Cyclone there.
And gets the triple bounce, very good.
No invasions from either team. Plenty of wall placements down from both. Both sets of mid-harpy stay up.
And no team goes for the mid camps just yet, so both will be active. It's likely that we'll see a split. More than likely, we're going to see Soul go to the left side with Kali. Right side will be Nemesis and Raijin. We'll see as they move forward.
Now, one target play, definitely. We've already mentioned Cyclone and Zapman, but their supports as well. Two different playstyles there. Kiki, a very defensive-orientated support, I want to say. But he is playing this Sobek this game, which could see a lot of aggression over in this duo lane. I expect a lot of fighting over there, and you can see it already happening. Diving in deep on the left-hand side.
They're going pretty hard. Kiki's already taken a fair amount of damage, although CycloneSpin sent some back at Aror. Decent damage. djpernicus coming right in. They choose not to go for the mid camps. In fact, they're going to push them out. They force them away. Eonic forced to jump.
And all mid camps still standing at the moment as well. So neither side getting a small advantage here at the moment. Just a poke in favor of Eager early on with this Raijin Nemesis, putting the pressure on Kali, who's honestly in the early game going to be very, very careful.
So now the right side camp, it looks like, will be taken by the red team. They notice no one's coming in.
And look at this rotation from Eager as well from the left-hand side. They're going to take the left-hand Harpies here. The duo lane, because of their superior push with Ymir Rama here, they're going to look for a rotation.
She got the beads. She'll go into the corporeal form as well and be able to get out of there. But they control the left side camp, and they will sprint back to lane. I love that.
Don't lose pressure.
The left side camp is going to be taken by red now. You can already see that TheBest is pushing the wave forward. They're working their way into the jungle. That was a really brilliant use.
It was a really good call. The best thing is Envy's duo lane was like, guys, we don't know if they're going to come behind us, so we can't push up here. We're going to have to wait for them to come back to lane. Ymir and Rama definitely the superior wave clear here and abusing that early to give them mid and jungle an advantage, which is the biggest surprise.
I think that is the first time that we have seen that strategy employed.
That's really smart.
I really like that. Eager showing a few of their tricks early on in the season. Mid lane, you can see MLC Stealth very low, pushed under tower, and doesn't have that purification available to him, meaning if he gets caught again, he's likely to die.
So for the time being, you're going to see Eager continue to pressure this lane. No balls available to be stolen, but the back Harpies are available to be stolen by Eager. They're getting a small advantage time and time again.
I would have loved to see that proxy right there.
Just proxy that.
They just proxy the wave in between the tier 1 and tier 2 and then rush left. You actually, speaking of rush and left, let's take a look at Nemesis. She's going for double boars.
Going to look for the balls over here, and you can see the pressure that Eager have there. There's no pressure from Envy with that Carly solid mid lane whatsoever. Raijin quite happy, which means djpernicus going to get some nice farm, and Zapman going to collect some too, just to increase his chance of hitting level 5 a little bit earlier.
Let's talk a little bit about the star-studded solo lane. Divios and Omega, longtime scrim partners, theory crafters. I mean, two of the guys that really lead the conversation in this role.
Well, the advantage at the moment is definitely in Divios' favor. Still got a multi-potion left. Also takes the imps away then. You can see
he's behind.
Omega had to go back
he's
to base
behind.
first.
He's 3 creeps behind in experience right now.
But he did go... Is he behind in experience though?
He is.
Are you sure?
Divios is level 5, and Omega's 1 creep into level 6 already.
Surprising, because he got the imps as well. But Aror around the back here, and they're not aware of what's going on, as Kiki is the one that gets isolated.
Oh.
The sprint was used there by Kiki to help them escape.
That wall wasn't quite up to snuff. Kiki a little bit too quick on the draw for Aror.
In the jungle, the mighty jungle, Nemesis goes aggressive tonight, looking for MLC stealth. The Separate is used there. Immediately, TheBest turns his attention to Kiki, who's very squishy in the early stages, like all Guardians, and they're looking to invade this red buff. 4 members are here, but there's 3 still hanging around from Envy.
CycloneSpin moving forward. Shot to TheBest, but not quick enough as he's able to escape. Red buff will not be stolen, and a wash in the early game. Still slight advantage to Eager.
A little bit of attempted aggression from DJ there, looking to try and steal it away. Not going to find it, however. Instead, we turn to the mid lane. Divios going to take his blue buff, and Omega's also heading over there as well to take his. As we tune in with mid and continuing with the extremely better push, I want to say, with Raijin here. Is working out better so far.
Yeah, for some reason, they're allowing Best to continuously move up forward, not getting those shots off, but Stellar Burst in time. Focusing more, I would guess, on the actual clearing of the wave than harassment, which is not proving to do well for MLC Stealth so far, as you see still level 6 and getting pushed back once again.
And this isn't all doom and gloom from Envy early on, though, because Eonic in the jungle here, once he hits level 12, he could look potentially to go for that blink. Once he's got that blink online, he can jump in potentially onto TheBest, force him to dash away, and then chase afterwards with his jump himself and keep the pressure on this Raijin. So plenty of gap close on the side of Envy when they do want to go aggressive around the level 12 mark.
Stealth Purification is back up, so a little bit more safety for the mid laner on the side of Envy.
How do you feel about Hercules this season as well? Because this is one of the first times we've really seen him so far picked up here.
Oh, Divios off the mark big time. He actually had a guaranteed pull there had he shot it a little bit more to his left. Of course, screen right, but didn't quite happen there. I like Hercules. I think he's great. The only weakness to the character is the fact that Curse is so readily available. Really shuts him down in the end game. People are building more Brawlers Beat Sticks as it's much more attractive than it was in Season 2. Healing reduction hurts him greatly.
Eonic over this left-hand side was looking for some pressure. Instead, he'll probably just pick up a couple of pieces of experience here. They're looking to engage on these boars on this left-hand side, though. But can they get there in time? No.
Trying for the steal. Zapman's going to have a free roll here. Going to take the option to go for some damage.
He's got no support coming is the question. Look how far away this plays. Raijin is finally here, but Zapman will fall down for first blood. Envy punished him. Let's check the graphs now to see how this is all played out.
Wow, Spike's back up. Eager still in the lead in both, actually. Probably having a lot to do with the mid lane. You'll see MLC Stealth still level 7 comparatively to TheBest, who is level 8 right now. djpernicus, although strangely behind, as you see him at level 7 compared to Eonic being level 8.
And where's that lead coming from, though? Is that because we just saw the kill onto Carly was the reason? I think it's just Carly kill.
Yeah, I would say so.
That was all it was. Because I was going to say, because already we've seen multiple invasions on back harpies and boars, and we've not seen Eonic do anything apart from the first
I wasn't paying attention to the health bar, so I don't know if that was the target or not. But if Carly gets first blood, I mean...
Happy days.
Yes, on her target, like, whew. There's no coming back from that one.
So Zapman falls down for first blood. Goes back to base, though. Got his warrior Tabby online, working towards more than likely Iqval here. Meanwhile, CycloneSpin, undying just yet, did get the assist in that. God, he's transcendent stacking now, so his power spike's about to increase.
CycloneSpin. You see Eonic rotating over as well. Zapman should be okay here. CycloneSpin taking the ricochet, and Zapman will know that this is happening. Was there a ward?
No, they don't have a ward there. It's actually Envy's ward on the left-hand side. But I think it's just Cyclone playing open aggressive as much as he was.
Yeah.
Gave the tell to Zapman about what was going on. Talking about tells right now in the jungle. They're looking for a little bit of aggression once again. Eager here, but Envy looking to defend their red buff and maybe turn this one around. Good poke coming out with the Stellar Burst.
They're trying to steal this red buff. They will have an opportunity. It looks like this should belong to Envy, but they're rather Eager, but they're not being quick enough. Envy will get out of there just barely. An attempt from Aror, but a Missed
Oh,
shot.
the poke actually hitting there as well onto the best. His ultimate came out, but he didn't actually use it on anyone at the end of the day there, so wasted opportunity for Eager. They'll retreat to their half of the jungle. Their red buff is due to spawn soon, as are the right-hand Harpies.
Mid lane, a few creeps gained. Smart of TheBest just to push that in. I wonder if they're going to go for the camps or the red here. It looks like they're aiming towards the neutral objective. I don't see Envy making the attempt to go for the red buff. They don't have the timer at this stage of the game, so they're going to stay safe, stay back. They have a very end-game comp right now, and given the fact that they have that first blood, they are slightly behind, but I think this is a good idea.
They're slightly behind, but with what you can see in the slightly behind scenario here, Eager haven't punished them as much as they really need to in this early game. Carly, when she gets online, she's going to be a powerhouse. They've got a Hoagie and a Sol that are both going to put out damage. They've still got a Vamana to contest with too.
Honestly, even with all the auto attack reductions, it's still going to be very hard to fight into this team.
So what are you looking to build here against these three auto attackers? Are we looking for the Witchblade potentially, or are we looking for Void Shield?
No, I wouldn't say Witchblade. Probably Frostbound Hammer.
Okay.
Maybe one person with Frostbound Hammer, one person with Runic Shield. Yes, they overwrite, but they will also do different things.
So Frostbound, you're probably looking at Hercules.
Hercules, yeah. Keep him in the back
You've still got the slows coming out from Eonic, sorry, not Eonic in the jungle, from djpernicus in the jungle and Nemesis. But one sprint, that's just going to get cancelled out as well.
Maybe.
I guess that's the issue. But
it's sustainable slows, which is very important. And then, of course, mid-Guardian Mail's huge here. I mean, it shuts down so much of the
slows them all down as well, but engaging mid lane already as we go back into the game. Stealth is under pressure, but the nice safety of Sol with that Disapparate is going to get her out of the danger just in time. djpernicus ult was used, as was TheBest, and Zapman is currently down as well.
Great peels from Kiki, too, in that fight. He jumps in between, making sure to block a few shots. Zapman from the back finds a kill.
I thought the ult was down, but it wasn't. It was just being used. Nice pickup. That was a long-range snipes as well.
Yeah, puts Eager on the board at a very important space, considering they need to get ahead as early as possible.
Important for Zapman too. I think after going down to the first blood in a situation where he potentially could have got out of himself, finding that kill will give him a nice boon in this game.
And it's going to be an Iqbal for Zapman. You see the boots are done. After the Iqbal will be done, it's likely we'll see Aussie into chin size.
Well, that's kind of standard there is Divios trading off with Omega here. Good poke coming out from Divios, but he's still got the wave tickle after using the driving strike now.
That's actually not going to hurt Omega too badly. He'll be able to back and use his teleport without incurring any damage on the tower. Plus, he's level 12. It's the perfect time to back because he gets another relic likely to be, it's Meditation.
Meditation.
Oh, I don't know how I feel about this. Vamana, Kali, Soul, I mean, these are heavily healing characters. It's likely to see things like Weakening Curse, things like Brawler's Beatstick, Divine Ruin. This is only going to reinforce that type of building. So if you look on the left side, attack speed reduction and healing reduction are the big keys. That is the key to victory in the game right now for Eager. They must build against the team and not go into their normal meta builds, or they're going to wind up paying for it in the end game.
Trying to catch people entering the mid lane here are Eager in a position to try and do so. Envy well aware of that though. Against a Ymir and a Nemesis here, they've got to be careful. Still a burst comes out. MLC Stealth gets a little bit of that reflected back at him once again. 10 minutes in, we are 1-1, and it's relatively even in this game.
CycloneSpin and Zapman continue to box out. Slight lead for Zapman in terms of gold. You can see about 120 difference right now, wave to wave. djpernicus, once again, they're
still looking to invade on this left-hand side consistently over and over again. But talking about invasions, as this buff is being defended here by Envy, Omega is stealing away Divios' blue buff and is actually going to secure that one. And Divios isn't aware of it, but anyway, back to this fight here. Kiki takes a little bit of poke, and the Eonic's going in, but immediately crashes away, does the best, pops his ultimate, and gets good damage off the whole team. The ultimate is off from Eonic, though, to keep him alive, and the sun's rained down. Aror's in an awkward spot, as is Kiki.
That wall is incredible. I don't know if it can keep him alive, but Eonic threw the blades, got the kill on his target, and the shot that would have killed him from Zapman in the sky is negated by the heal.
DJ's going to get blood, but uses the purification to get away, but still Cyclo chasing with the ricochet. Shielded to absorb the damage, but still DJ's in a lot of trouble here. Wait for his dash, using the minions to bloody block the shots, but he can't bloody block a tail whip.
And now Baby Divios in some trouble here, fighting against 3. Zapman rotates over for some help, but it's not going to be enough. It winds up being a 3-kill advantage for Envy.
Omega deserved that kill, especially because he got the blue buff away. He knew Divios was going to go to invade his blue instead. Team rotates in, and Omega made that all happen for himself. 4-1 is the scoreline for Envy right now, with Cyclone doing a bit of proxy farming here over on the left-hand side.
Mask is the jungler of choice for Envy, and he's going to have big shoes to fill. Eonic's had an incredible game so far, 2-0-1, part of most of the kills so far. An unbelievable shot from the Lash to save himself in that last engagement, while also negating the Zapman ult. I mean, multiple forms of control just completely wasted as Eonic throws a Hail Mary shot for the win. I love it.
We see Divios continuing his build there. Is that going to be the wing blade by the looks of it?
Ooh, Divios?
Yeah,
yes, it must be a wing blade. That's an adventure blade
as well. Yeah, I was going to say it doesn't look like a witch blade to me at the moment. Divios and Omega continuing to farm up here. Good advantage from Omega though. Level 15 to the level 13 of Divios right now, and that's all down to the pressure that he's been able to put on and force in the jungle more often than not.
A pretty major advantage aside from that is the fact that his teleport is up as well. So Omega has much more free reign around the map. He's going to have to back here as he does run out of mana going for that one boar. We'll see the Breastplate of Valor, it seems, is done. He goes into a Wing Blade as well directly after.
I like the situation Envy's in right now, but I don't want them to try and force something. Yes, they could look for a goal Fury potentially, but if they force something, they could allow Eager back in the game. Let's just keep farming up now. We've got a small lead. Let's hold on to this lead and get our late game composition online.
MLC and Eonic start rotating over towards the right side just for the back camps, a little bit of extra experience. You'll note that MLC is still slightly behind Best level 12, MLC 11, but...
Well, that's the difference between DJ not being there. He's a level behind at the moment.
Was 2 levels behind.
Well, he is now just after that ding, but yeah, I mean, he's behind because he's been rotating a little bit more, has DJ looking for aggression, and that's allowed TheBest to get some free farm on his own in that mid lane.
But MLC stealth rushed the Doom Orb successfully and then gets boots online. So he has about a 41 stack advantage right now over TheBest, which he should try to utilize. A good rotation over towards the left side from MLC stealth could result in a kill.
They're looking at a goal Fury here. Our Eager is Omega on this right-hand side is proxy farming the wave, which means he's going to pin Divios into an awkward spot if the goal Fury is attempted here.
Divios wouldn't have used his driving strike yet. So this is a 50-50 shot here.
Look at the driving strike.
Omega didn't steal it. Very, very close. Almost got it with the return.
Still fighting though.
Yeah,
Divios losing the strike
Divios needs to walk away
right
from
there
this.
at the moment. He's going to heal up a little bit, but his boar is available.
That umbrella ring actually did go over the wall, so Divios will notice that Omega's going forward. And once again, another wave getting proxied.
Omega just doesn't care about Divios anymore. He's like, listen,
I mean, he shouldn't.
I'm going to farm all day.
He doesn't care about anyone. He's level 16, highest
17.
level, level 17, highest level in the game. I mean, there's no one that can control the baby at this point in the game.
And after farming that wave, he can go take his own blue. The mid harpies are spawned. He can contest those. He's got imps as well. It's really, really good situation. 800 experience.
820.
That's insane.
Over 120 over Divios, who's farming pretty damn well, considering what's going on.
He's over a level a minute. He's Divios right now, but Omega, well, he's well over a level a minute.
After playing for a few weeks, I have determined that 22 minutes is where you want to be level 20s.
Okay, Eonic,
not solo.
Eonic was there. Eonic
not
was there.
solo.
Eonic was there. I was like, whoa!
Not solo.
I got all excited.
It's a rotation.
Missed the kill there, but Eonic combining once again with Cyclone to give a kill over to Cyclone. With the Assi online as well, that's a big pickup for Envy. And that tower on the left-hand side is now being pressured by the minions. Nobody can really defend it right now.
More free farm for Envy, as you note. Eonic able to not only get around that kill, but he's already finished his chin size. He's working on Fatalis. Let's go to Golden Hand. We're looking at 1590, I think is the number. Eonic pretty low, only about 900, so about 600 away, but this could help a big chunk of it.
Well, they're going to go for the Gold Fury teleport coming in on the back, though, from Divios to try and defend this one. Driving strike comes out, Envy get the Gold Fury, and they're basically going to try and walk away here. Kiki did a good job of zoning, still being pressured, but that sprint will get him away from the danger.
It looked to me like they were going to go for the sack there. Just let Kiki die, it's a big win getting the Gold Fury, but a sprint activation actually not only gets him out, but negates djpernicus' ult as well, and then a meditation pop to take the fight in the mid lane. Envy's looking for blood.
They're looking for blood. You can see Omega going aggressive, gets the slow off onto Divios, but it's not going to commit too hard here on this mid lane.
Flinging a Hercules into your team who's keeping pace is probably not a great idea. They were looking for a squishy. Very good use of the meditation there by Omega, especially considering we talked about this. They're going to be looking for things like healing reduction later on. By using it in that space and showing that kind of group up, it says to me that they're not going to try to use it in a reactionary method. It's going to be an aggressive method in terms of reinitiation.
And meditation these days scales off your health and your mana. Yeah. So that's actually good for a solo lane to be picking up because he's going to give an increased one. But look at this. We now have a solo fight between the two hunters right now. The Suns have already been used by Cyclone. Looking for the ricochet, doesn't find it, but guess who's here? Carly is. And Zapman was trying to defend a tower that was already dead relatively here. He should fall down, but he's got rotations coming.
little bit too late. Best jumping over the wall. Cyclone stuck between. Aror should have a good shot there. He jukes back in. Best credited with the kill. Kiki taking a small amount of damage. Hopefully that doesn't come back to hurt him.
Oh, Eonic's in a lot of trouble there. Has to pop the ultimate early. Looking for djpernicus, who is the target, but Omega will clean up that kill, guaranteeing the target has now changed. Eonic will fall down to the best. Boulder comes out from Divios, does not connect with anyone. Best still alive here, and they're looking to bring him down. Omega will get credit for the kill thanks to B-Baby, and now Aror is in an awkward spot. He will fall too. It's Divios against the world.
It's a 3v1. Everyone else on respawn. Divios gets a driving strike, but misses the good target. They're going for Divios. Stuck inside the boards. He'll be able to probably maintain for a little while longer, but I don't see a full escape here.
Looking for the pick potentially on stealth here, but getting very, very low. The whole team ends up dying. EnVyUs deicide after the Gold Fury in the Tier 1 tower. Golden experience has increased once again.
With everyone being dead, we actually do not have any inkling, except for Divios, that who can the target be for Kali. So it could be a Nemesis, it could be Raijin, anyone except for Divios.
Is it Zap because he respawned first, or?
No.
Okay.
She has to get it instantaneously.
Gotcha. Blue buff stolen away by Omega once again. Level 20 in less than 70, well, less than 18 minutes, I should say. Has his Frostbound Hammer online, Wingblade as well. And that's one item that's pretty much a counter to djpernicus' Nemesis every single time. Wingblade.
Yeah.
Every time he goes in with the aggression of the slow. Same for Aurora as well, to be fair, because if you get hit by the Glacial Strike, you can just get the mobility to get away.
So Kali's got the Fatalis online, Baby's got the Frostbound Hammer, and there's no attack speed reduction on the side of Eager. There's no healing reduction at all. They didn't build a curse against this squad. Eager has done themselves an insane disservice here by not allowing this to happen.
Two surprising factors in support builds as well here. Kiki going for the Spirit Robe as his first major item before the Hide of the Urchin means he's only just starting stacking that one up now. Meanwhile, Aurora going for a Season 2-esque build here with both Sovereignty and Heartwood Amulet.
My issue with the build, though, is the fact that they're not building against the squad. They're just building. There's still, I mean, we might get some healing reduction here with that heavy mace. It could turn into a Brawler's, but it's most likely going to be a Jotun's Wrath.
No curse on the side of Eagle whatsoever here. No members actually picked that one up. Wall from Aror to try and reduce the damage from those in-handers will save the tower for now, but Kiki's not having that. He's going aggressive, but so is Aror. Good freeze onto two targets. Zapman's coming around the corner, going to force the Eonic back. And with djpernicus showing up too, maybe they're going to keep the aggression going.
Divios trying to the backline. MLC Stealth taking a lot of damage.
Boulder.
Sanctuary's going to eat everything. Last hit, not going to be enough. Kiki in some trouble here.
Kiki will fall. The wall will isolate him just in time in an awkward enough position. DJ has to run away. Eonic chasing in, not going to find the stun, unfortunately. And Aror gets him deleted with that freeze. Divios with the driving strike, credited for the kill. 10-5. Eager are coming back in it and looking for the tier 1 in mid, potentially.
Omega's trying to make a play here, trying to control space. No creeps up. Divios is going to be the front line as they walk forward. MLC Stealth does get a bunch of his health back through the Radiance, but even pulling Omega, I think he was happy to be pulled into this situation.
Don't get the tower, and now the re-aggression comes out. Stealth gets one kill, and Omega on the front. He's going to be able to beat down Aror, who cannot get away from him whatsoever. The Frostbound Hammer making work happen. Cyclone is just continuing to put the pressure on.
They sent Omega under the tower, and he's like, oh my god, I'm in trouble. Oh wait, I'm level 20. I like this, thank you.
Divios is dead. Tier 1 tower in the mid lane being focused down by the two Hunters. Aggression from DJ. Going to chase onto CycloneSpin on the back and will get credit for the kill. Stealth with the Disapparate will get away from now. Omega, though, is hunting for djpernicus.
Doesn't get the slow. Looking for the blind shot over the wall. Aiming at Zapman. Zapman able to return some pretty decent damage there. Winds up being an even trade at the end. Actually, in fact, I think that wound up going in favor of EnVyUs.
Well, the graphs you can see, actually relatively even that whole engagement overall. So still the lead is with Envy. They're looking towards the Gulf Fury right now. It was a 1-3 trade, but you can see the graphs keep it relatively even there. Can we see the player damage here between these two teams? Because I want to see who's really showing up. Obviously, it's Omega, but 3 members of Envy are in the top 3 here, Diem.
That makes sense. I mean, Omega has been untouchable. He's 4-0-4 right now. No one's been able to bring him basically below half. Now going into what looks like Bulwark. Could be Heartward. I like Heartward.
Surprisingly, both junglers very, very low on the stats right now in terms of damage done. Even though they've both been involved in this game from the onset of this, they've not managed to get out much damage. Aror accidentally walls himself in, trying to be cheeky against Kiki.
Level 18 CycloneSpin looking for his chin size now, as opposed to Zapman, who's already built them. But there is a major power spike on the side of the Envy Hunter, considering the fact that he does have that Transcendence.
Well, we do see our first anti-healing item coming out, but it's on the side of Omega, with Pestilence being picked up here.
Strange.
So he's going to try and deny a little bit of that from Hercules.
You also have the Curse as well on the side of Envy. So you're looking at, I think, at a total of 85%?
Should be.
Yeah, I think it's
around
20 and 65.
Left RP is going to be taken here by Envy. Eager are looking at it. They won't contest, though. They're looking for the Gold Fury more. And the ward's going to get cleared out by Cyclone immediately with that sentry of his own. But in the jungle, Omega going aggressive again, forcing Best to crash away back to the safety of his tower, which is on very low health.
Zapman staring at them as the 5 from Envy start the fire giant.
Divios has no
Gold
teleport for 5 more seconds, so they're trying to buy time for a moment, which is going to be good enough. But Divios has made the rotation to mid. Gold Fury's reset, so a good position for Eager to try and contest this Gold Fury.
Oh, Sprint gets used. Another whiffed freeze from Aror. That's the second time that we've seen him be out of range.
Divios are on the back, though, and they've not spotted him just yet. Driving Strike only hit Omega. They're looking for the Omega pick here. DJ goes in with the ultimate. The knockup does hit him as well. But the rest of Kiki going forward and zoning them away has done good work. He's getting low, as is, however, Eonic.
You saw the meditation come out from Omega there, bringing everyone back up just a little while longer. Eonic with a beautiful juke stun and gets out of danger. Ultimate already used. In fact, all ultimates are down as the first casualty happens. It's going to be Divios.
Zapman, though, walking forward on his own. He's got Best with him in a row, but they're both on very low health here.
They can't let Omega back, and Zapman knows it. For some reason, the Best didn't seem to. By allowing him to do that, it's a free teleport back into the fight. And with that, it's going to be real hard to deal with Omega. You see him all the way to the back line.
All the way to the back line, indeed. 30 seconds still on their solo lane. They're coming back into this fight. Omega's going to zone free, gets silence, gets ulted. Omega is dead. Or is he? He's trying to get away in the big baby form and juke it up, but Zapman rolls in and gets the kill. Uses his Sank to get away again. Good wall from Aror. Eonic is here, though, with a big stun. Zap's in trouble. Zap will fall, and so will the Best.
They're not being able to control Kali at this stage of the game is a lot of trouble. And it's going to be a triple kill for Eonic, or what should have been a triple. An unbelievable play as he scoots right to the back line, picking up 3 cleanly. Eager only has Aror to defend against this. Divios does have his teleport. He just respawned, but I probably wouldn't take that.
Don't think he's going to take it at all. You can see what Stealth did there, which I love. He took the tier 1 tower, though. The rest of his team did the gold fury. He got maximum out of that little engagement there, and they escalate their experience in gold lead to 12,000 and 7,300 respectively.
The lead's actually getting pretty dramatic. Aside from CycloneSpin and Zapman, which is even, every other player in Envy has a pretty significant advantage, most notably Omega now still 2 levels ahead of Divios. It's been 6 minutes since we mentioned Omega hitting into the top level in the game, level 20, and Divios still 2 levels behind.
I think the first time I've actually seen this, djpernicus actually made an impact with this Nemesis was on Omega there. But Omega did fall down in the engagement, but the rest of the team managed to clean up. They wasted a lot, having to invest a lot in the Vamana. And that's the only real target they can really look for with djpernicus, because the rest are so squishy and mobile.
Still no attack speed reduction, and still no healing reduction.
We do see Zapman going for this build of his that he's been doing a little bit more often here, going for crit after getting the chins online here. So just for that extra damage spike, I believe he goes for the Rage is the main thing he's going for here.
I think Rage is a great item. It's super cheap. You get it online very early. And adding just that chance to crit with the chin size going on, I love it.
Goes for it before the penetration too, which in this circumstance I can understand, especially because the mobile target 3 of that time is very squishy.
He has penetration.
He has some penetration, but normally he's Titan's Bane at this point.
See, I mean, like, they'd have to build a lot of physical defense for that to matter. And there isn't a lot of physical defense on the board.
Especially with, like I said, with 3 hyper carries technically, with Sol, with Ho Yi, with Eonic, if you can hit one of them, they're going to get burst, especially if those crits can come out.
The Eager roster stuck behind the tier 2 as you look at Envy. Just kind of keeping the pressure on the mid lane. Gold Fury still down, Fire Giant's available, and CycloneSpin continues to be a nuisance over in the left side.
Really, after all the pressure Eager managed to put on in the early game, Envy have just slowly but surely clawed their way back into it, made themselves even, and then just ran away with it with that late game composition.
Right side mid camps go down. Kiki needs the experience, still level 16, a level ahead of Aror nonetheless. Aror going in for a very, very late Hide of the Urchin.
Yeah, biggest experience difference right now is between the 2 junglers. Eonic at level 18. Meanwhile, djpernicus still only level 15 here. Kiki might be able to look for it. It was a big freeze from Aror, actually. They're going to turn the attention back to Kiki. He's going to get those extra protections. Is djpernicus after using that ultimate, but Omega is not done. He's diving in very deep, tanking this one up, but the rest of the team do not want to go in here, and Kiki's the one being focused at the moment as Zapman rotates in.
Omega gets very little out of that ultimate, and MLC Stealth gets a big shot off in the back line, groups up for the meditation. They got to deal with it.
Eonic
immediately. Eonic blinks in and goes right for it.
He gets a purification off on Zapman as well. The Suns are raining down on Divios, who's under a lot of pressure, being slowed by them as well. He's very, very low. 1 hit from death is Divios as Eonic goes in, picks up djpernicus and looking for more. Zap's in the sky trying to buy himself some time. Eonic gets out of the fight here, and Best is now being focus by Stealth, who dived in a
Zapman.
little bit too deep, but Zapman is making something happen at least.
Eonic's in a lot of trouble. He jumped in the wrong direction, put himself right in front of the creeps. CycloneSpin trying to box it out, has the Sanctuary. Inside the creeps, Aror has this kill. No! CycloneSpin finds a return right before Zapman picks him up. And Best, while he does find Eonic, leaves himself alone with Zapman, and as a result, probably won't be able to go for that Fire Giant.
And the key there is Kiki had to leave the engagement. He was too low. He based, and Eager, well, Eager did good at defending, but Envy just dived in too deep. MLC Steph was behind a tier 2 tower at one point.
Still a 9-kill advantage for EnVyUs, but Eager takes the better of that fight. They did lose the tier 2, yes, but they gain a tier 1 in return.
It's just not enough on the map for them to take.
Their lead is shrinking. Let's take a look at the graphs. Okay, 7K, so it winds up being a very small gain for Eager, about 400 to 500 gold total. Experience difference, a sharp spike down, but a lot of that having to do with the fact that still Divios is level 19. When he hits 20, that 11K will instantaneously shrink, albeit not on the graphs, probably to about 5-6K.
So a good fight for Eager to hold on at least. They did lose the tier 2 tower, as Diem said, but I mean, they didn't manage to get anything else off the map. All the jungle was down. There was no buffs on the enemy side they could take. They couldn't take a Gold Fury, and with only the best and Zapman up at very low health, they couldn't even look towards the Fire Giant.
There's a 5-level difference right now between Envy and Eager, much smaller than it was considering at one point Omega had like almost 4 levels. Eonic was up by 3, and actually still is. TheBest, still level 19 as well. You'll notice 27 minutes on the clock for the major carries who haven't hit 20. And the Raijin not coming up as big as I thought it would be in the hands of TheBest.
A lot of people said about Raijin having high damage, but he's mid-table right now. Meanwhile, MLC Stealth on that Soul, just under 18,000 damage right now with Zapman right behind him. Zapman's having a very good game considering he got picked for First Blood, but since then he's turned it around.
Omega has had a much less successful endgame than what we should have expected, considering he was topping the charts by a pretty significant amount. That last engagement, I think, was lost by the fact that Omega was chasing down tanks and not carries.
He also got kited quite a bit in that engagement
Yes, he did.
as well for the most part, which really hindered the amount of damage output he could do with his build.
We have the 30% CDR for Vamana as he finishes up his build with Spirit Robe. We have a stone cutting sword coming out from Kali as well, so no Ickfall, low attack speed on this
I think
build.
this engagement could be the one that decides the game for the most part. This Gold Fury is definitely an important point for both these teams. Eager really need this to try and even things up a little bit more, and if Envy win this engagement, well, Phoenixes are exposed right now.
Omega trying to bait out Divios, instead gets baited himself, walks right back to the back line. Same as Aror, tries to get away there.
Omega took a little poke, as did Divios, but Omega and Kiki pushing forward. They're looking for a charge play if they can, but what they're actually doing, creating a zone for Cyclone to start the Gold Fury. Divios recognizes this, forces the reset once again.
This has been Envy's biggest weakness in their entire competitive career, and that's been fighting at the Gold Fury. This is where most of their losses come from, but right there, Kiki on support proving to be much more competent in this fight as you see a 5-man tail whip in a perfect grouping.
Really good play from Divios there, stopping Omega from back, and he's got the teleport to get in, so they've turned their attention to Kiki. DJ's ult is down, but Eonic going in very deep here. Gonna get evaporated before he can get the ult off. The boulder double tap from Divios was good. Snipes from Zapman, bit premature, expecting Kali to live there, and now this engagement is a 4v5 in Eager's favor.
Divios slightly out of position. The team doesn't quite follow him, but still, they wind up taking a 1-for-0, 2 other ultimates in the process, and they still have the best and Aror for space control.
Kiki on the front, Omega with him as well. They're going to try and force a reset at some point. Eager not investing everything into this. They don't want to get it too low. They're looking for a pick. Tail whip from Kiki will create the room he needs, but the freeze onto Omega is pointing Omega in an awkward spot. Has to go into the big baby form, and Beatdown's driving strike comes out there from Divios onto Kiki, but still, everybody's standing.
And the lack of healing reduction allows Omega once again to put himself back into a situation where he can continue fighting. MLC Stealth tries for something. Divios is back, though, teleporting right to the back line. And this fight... Oh, no, Divios is gone.
No, Divios is gone. CycloneSpin gets credit for the kill. And Kiki on the front side, though, peeled off the team. Dies for it, too. djpernicus gets credit for that one. Best crashes out of the engagement. Aror is looking to try and disengage, but then he got greedy looking for the pick on Omega with the wall, and it allowed Cyclone to clean him up.
MLC Stealth goes right to the back line, facing off against 3. Corporeal form will keep him safe, and Cyclone trying to cover. Radiance usage there as Cyclone tries to continue this Gold Fury fight, forcing TheBest to try to make a decision. He jumps away, noticing Eonic. And Eonic will come in to keep this safe.
3 half health members of Eager here trying to defend the Gold Fury. It looks like they may have to give this one up. But the thing is, Envy aren't sure whether or not there's people here, but once Eonic goes on to DJ here, this is an interesting fight.
A little bit early on the ultimate. Eonic's not going to be able to chase this. Both ultimates burn there, but Divios wasn't wasted. Zapman stealing it from the sky. A big win for
That was
Eager.
huge.
Their gold lead on the side of Envy will shrink a bit. Beautiful shots.
That's huge because that would have elevated the amount of gold that Envy had even higher, and it would have been almost 2 out of reach now. But that Gold Fury just making it 5K means they're still in this game. The fights are very close.
The Zapgasms, I'm sure, are popping off in the chat right now. The subs are going crazy.
That was a really good play from him. He realized that's the only thing he could try and do to contest. Sadly, Envy were aware of it. I'm surprised they didn't expect those snipes coming out. And
Well, they did. They actually did stop DPS, and Zapman had a little bit more damage than I think they expected. The Rage Blade, of course, is finished onto Zap. He's going into more crit.
That's
I would
5K
assume.
over right now. Anybody else?
I'm sorry?
In this game. He's 5,000 more damage than anybody else in this game right now.
Zap's going off.
This crit is really helping out.
Zap's going off.
Actually, with Deathbringer as well.
Yeah, I like this.
So it's a mixture of
Tons
both.
of burst
here.
damage.
It's a mixture of both because, to be fair, there's not a lot of flat power in this build.
Right.
Compared to like going for the Transcendence and full auto attack in Hands of the Chins. But it's a mixture of both.
And usually, this is not something that you would see. Season 1, Season 2, this was very taboo. But with the way the items are working in this season, I like this a lot.
It's an expensive build as well, though.
No, it's not.
Chins of Deathbringer's not expensive
Like
together?
Deathbringer got 50 gold more, but I mean, Rage is like 400
Yes,
gold less.
Chins went down overall in the cost of the season too.
Chins went down like almost 300 gold, I think.
I can see it. Especially if the game's going to go this long as well.
And then Iqbal and Aussie are both under 2k. Boots are under 2k. I mean,
Yep.
this is insanely cost efficient.
If he gets to this build, all he's got to do is just trade out Iqbal for Odysseus bow here if he wants to for the extra attack speed and the procs. Could be quite nice for him. Eager have managed to keep themselves in this game when, in all honesty, Envy felt like they had a better late game composition coming into this one.
Divios stepping out of position there, but able to walk away without losing his wing blade proc, which is very important. Kiki moving forward, and no, Zapman's going to use those astral arrows to take it, but unfortunately lose it right again.
Still no attack speed, anti-attack speed items or anti-healing items on the side of Eager, but they're
The
still making it work for
anti-heal
themselves.
is the issue.
They're making it work still.
Divios actually does have a mid-guardian mail,
Okay.
so 1.
One when he gets hit, which is a good thing, I guess, just to slow them down. Look at that, Omega quite happy to walk up to the front side there, create his own for his team, just see what's going on the backside and where the positioning is.
Stealth hitting the corner of the map there, looking for some kind of shot, but doesn't quite find the poke he was looking for.
Divios versus Omega, little trade between the two. The rest of the teammates, both sides, are just stood off to the sides for the most part as they both collapse back to the team once again. And this is all about the Fire Giant dance now.
Divios takes very little, in fact, no damage as he does get healed back up. Fire Giant looks like still available. Eonic choosing to back.
Awkward position for both teams here because Envy, well, they were in the command for the most of this game, but that last little engagement, the Gold Fury, where Zapman basically took the Gold Fury away from him, probably demoralized Envy a little bit. They're a little bit more wary this time around at this Fire Giant, so they'll be looking for fights here.
Kali goes back, gets a charge bow. Let's actually check in with Kali. 2.5 attack speed is going to be your cap, and she's at 2.08. She'll go up to 2.28 when she finishes that, so pretty close to the cap without going over. Has extra movement speed with Fatalis and Stone Cutting Sword. It's a high-end damage with the fact that Chins is giving 40, Stone Cutting Sword's giving 50. A ton of penetration in the build between Stone Cutting Sword and the Titan's Bane. This is very cohesive build that Eonic has crafted.
Freezing Omega, but he's not really too worried about that. Talking about Eonic, though, stepping in as the jungler here from the support role. He's had a very good performance for himself on the side of Envy. Obviously substituting until Mask turns up for Envy in week 2. But like you said, I mean, it's going to be a big task for Mask to step in after Eonic's performance today.
5, 4, and 9. Not a bad score for a character who's most notably an assassin, comparatively to djpernicus right now, whose Nemesis is, yes, getting some damage off on that Vamana.
He's hitting Vamana, he's hitting Kiki with the ultimates, which is reducing the protection to make
Right.
him squishier. But the times that he's being used, sometimes you can see them disengage immediately.
Yeah, I mean, that sprint's getting used wonderfully. And I'm really enjoying watching this ward fight go off. Kiki in some trouble.
Driving
Spirit Rogue
strike
gonna be
into
active.
2. Omega's the one that ends up taking the brunt of the punishment there. There's the ultimate. Omega forced to run away, yet not use Big Baby. Snipes her out from Zapman. They're looking for the kill.
He can
Big
get it.
Baby is still available for Omega, though.
Oh.
Not going to find it.
Doesn't go for that third shot quickly enough.
Didn't even panic with the meditation there, Omega, either when the snipes were coming in. He knew he would be able to live if he could just juke the shot and save the meditation and his ultimate.
He'll be able to back and then use, of course, any ward on the map, of course, that belongs to him, to get back in there with the teleport. Full health bar coming right back, and that baby In fact, he's going to save
I think it's
it.
wise. I think it's wise not to teleport. His team were at the fire giant. So they're not doing it. Relax. You can walk back. We can save it again. Really good play from Envy. And in the end, it was Eager that expelled 2 ultimates, and they don't find a kill.
Definitely on the back foot now. Still a almost 5,000 gold advantage for Envy as they start this up. Divios going to have to look for some big steals here. djpernicus' ultimate, however, is back and available.
Is back and available. Kiki on the front side with Omega. Earthbreaker misses from Divios there, but he's looking towards CycloneSpin. If he can find a good driving strike, he will. Ricochet connects from Cyclone. He's going to back away with Stealth as well. But Kiki is evaporated in that engagement early by Zapman.
They're trying to get to the back line. Divios maybe has overcommitted here, driving strike away. Omega in the back line doing a fair amount of damage. Can he catch up? Eonic finds a big kill. They're looking for Aror here, able to jump away.
DJ has to dash away again. Omega still giving chase, slowing them down. Zap rolls away to safety, away from the Stellar Burst from MLC Stealth. A 1-for-1 trade support for solo laner. Envy are in a healthier position right now.
And now Omega gets to use that teleport, another health bar. This will be his 3rd health bar that he gets to use in this engagement. They're going to start it right up.
Start the Gold Fury up. Aurora so low on health there, but he is a frontline guardian. The best is with him with a lot of burst damage. Zapman at half health looking for Omega. Omega charging into 3 of them, keeping him busy. But on the back, DJ goes aggressive onto Stealth, and Cyclone forcing the reset and gets away.
Eager able to hold their own in that fight. Granted, they did have the numbers, but they didn't really have the control. With that, Omega able to hold out 3. CycloneSpin doesn't quite take down djpernicus as Eonic rejoins the fight, goes right to the back line, but a welcome shot right to the chest. Zapman says hello.
Zapman does say hello indeed. Cyclone nearly made a mistake there. Zap's going up in the sky with his ultimate here, and the reset happens from Envy. Omega using the big baby form as well. Zap's ult for a Fire Giant semi-reset.
Keep it alive? Nope. Looks like they're going to let it go back. Fire Giant healing very close to full as Divios returns to the fight. If he finds Omega here, no.
Name it if everybody's reached full build now, including the supports. You can see they're just finishing off the final line.
Not the best.
Just the best. I mean, why was the reason for that? Is it because his build's more expensive? Or?
It's really not that expensive. Of the penetration items, Obsidian Shard is the cheapest. Of course,
same as MLC Stealth, though, I guess.
The Helm, yeah.
No, I'm lying. MLC just bought Soul Reaver outright, so.
So that's a pretty big difference between having a Soul Trap and a Soul Reaver. And there's only about 1,400 gold between them.
And the big key is that Soul Reaver is going to hit onto Divios more than likely. He's going to be the one on the front line, or Aurora. They're the 2 that are going to be hit by that burst from Stealth at the beginning when they go for the engage.
Aurora, notably, has had a pretty rough game. Missing a lot of freezes, getting caught out of position a fair amount. 1-5-10 right now.
Zap's doing the Gold Fury right now, and Envy not aware of it.
Okay.
And so a couple of members of Eager just going to wall them off here. They've got wall control of the Fire Giant, so they know whether or not Envy were looking to do it. So Zapman just closing that gold lead.
They're going, and they're burning it. Aurora needs to blink in now, or it's going to be too much trouble. If he gets tagged, he can't blink, and it's going to be a free steal. Zapman not on the right side of the map, and Aurora doesn't find a way into the fray.
Omega beating down onto Divios here. Stealth is in support. Omega's trapped, and Omega will fall down there. But that's a worthy trade for the Fire Giant on that side. Unless Eager can punish them.
Well, let's see what happens here. Stealth about to go into the Corporeal form a little bit early. Not sure why DJ used that. Zapman has a good chance here.
Good tail whip coming out from Kiki. That's why Eonic over the wall goes in for Zapman. Cyclone joins him as well. And the turnaround of the 2 carries on the side are going to pick up a double kill for Eonic. Looking for the triple. There's the triple. Can he find the quadra?
Are we going to do this?
Is this?
Eonic, they're looking for it. Stealth.
Stealth's like, nah. None of that. Let's win the engagement with the Fire Giant 4 members. And that was Cyclone and Eonic re-engaging perfectly timed from them. Kiki setting them up, honestly, with that tail whip to keep them off Stealth. Allowed that to happen.
And TheBest went for the combo. Didn't get anywhere near enough damage off. Eonic finds his target right away in the beginning of that engagement. They're going to not only take the Fire Giant, but they lose no one after losing Omega, and they get the burst.
They're going for the end.
Going to go.
Only Divios up for a good 30 seconds here. Divios against 4 members of Envy with a Fire Giant, 3 in-handers, and with that Odysseus bow. I don't think there's anything Divios can really do here. Game ends in 39 minutes, 52 seconds. Envy 1-0 after a very good game.
Divios actually winds up being a detriment to that fight as the oboe procs were just bouncing off of him and hitting the Titan for extra damage. He had no control once he used his driving strike to push Kiki into the fountain. And with that, Envy takes a pretty clean win.
Pretty clean win, but what was the biggest mistakes from Eager there in that game?
Builds.
Builds more than anything
100%
else?
builds. I mean, they
God choices. But you think Nemesis was okay? I wasn't sure about Nemesis personally.
I think Nemesis is good, but I feel like she's like Marvel vs. Capcom Sentinel. Like she could fit on the comp. She's probably really good, but she loses every matchup.
So you want to wait a little bit earlier than before picking it.
I definitely wouldn't have picked it first.
Well,
it's not like it was bad. it wound up being the bane of Omega, but I think a lot of it came down to the fact that there was too much healing going on the side of Envy, too much attack speed, and it wasn't getting taken.
Well, the jungle on the other side of things, Eonic had a pretty good game for himself, picking up first blood on Zapman over in the duo lane when they were invading the boars there. And Eonic for himself, as a substitute, had a very good game, nearly got the penta. Well, he could have potentially got a penta there.
Stealth. But this is a good steal. He turns around, goes for the stun. DJ actually throws this onto Eonic, but he recognizes that he's pretty safe. Cyclone covers him as well with the stuns and covers Zapman's option as he hits the ground.
Picks up that kill and gets the team into a good position after being behind early. Eonic throughout this game in the jungle is Carly. Well, just a late game Carly for you, pretty much.
There's no way to stop it once she gets started. She goes right to the to the tank, and she's able to do a fair amount of damage. But this was the play of the game for me. He's dead. He's dead right now, and he's like, let's see what happens. Lash, watch the Zapman shots. Like, oh my god.
I mean, the first Zapman shot, if that would have hit, I think we would have seen Eonic probably fall down there.
It wouldn't have killed. The first hit would not have killed.
But the presence of mind after the first shot to jump away, realizing the next two were coming his way as well. Also with that Lash picking up Aror. Fantastic play from Envy in game 2. Well, you guys got to work something out for
Player
this
of the game goes to the player that we probably won't be seeing next week. Isn't that something?
Say that again?
Well, one of the players of the game was the player we're not going to see next week.
Yeah, that's a good point. Well, maybe we'll see him on another roster. You never know. In the jungle, though?
Maybe. I mean, I think he likes his current position.
Well, we'll find out. Guys, we're going to cut to a quick break, and after that break, we will come back with more action for you as well. Oh, we're not going to a break. I apologize. Let's have a look at some stealth plays from that game, too. He was playing solid in the mid lane as well, and had a good performance.
All right, so decent play from Stealth. I mean, this is where Stealth really started to come online.
Yeah, he basically just sat on the backside the whole time. His positioning was what was key for him. And the moment he got aggressed on, hits the disapparate every single time, just continuously putting out poke. His damage numbers were very high for this game. Obviously, overshadowed by a couple of his team members at certain points in it, but his positioning was what really helped him out here. Very similar to Scylla play.
Another good shot right there. Allows Omega a little bit of room. He still goes down, but for how long they baited right there, you see Zapman was forced to use his Sanctuary. A wall was wasted pretty early just to keep him out, and then Eonic winds up finding 3 pretty important kills, one of which was a target for extra gold.
Very, very important game for Envy to go up, especially in their first game in the week, and that's for Eager's first defeat so far this season. Funny fact as well, though, Eager played Chaos that game. That's their first Chaos game this season. They lost it. They played Order both overtimes.
I wonder if some of that had to do with the Ratatosker pick. But 2 times now, or 3 times, I would say that djpernicus has been the player that we're looking at who's not quite pulling the weight necessary. The Fenrir games were off, and yes, he got a few good ultimates with that Nemesis, but he wasn't able to peel or control enough for the best to get his damage off, kind of the way that he was able to do that with the Fenrir when the Zeus was being played.
Well, we'll see if he twitches that up. But talking about junglers, we've got Eonic in there, who's a support main. We've got 3 supports in this game, basically, and we've got a bit of an announcement for you. There's a new skin heading your way right now. Jing 10 Tier Monster skin is here, and you can pick that up for 300 gems in the store. And it's also to announce that the Challenger Cup will be slated for the end of May. As you can see, the Tier Monster Jing 10 skin, surprisingly, there's an eye on his chest. Shocking enough, just the one.
Challenger Cup is going to be your way to get into the Pro League. So be ready for that. Again, slated for the end of May, so all of you non-pro teams out there, get to practicing.
And if you do actually manage to get your way up there, there's a chance for you to fight in the relegations against the bottom teams of the SPL as we have a little look at this new Jing 10 skin. 300 gems, as I said, in stores from next patch. In the next patch for you, you'll be able to pick that one up, and the Challenger Cup will continue. Oh, I like that raw. It's actually with the eye as well. Very, very pretty. Show me the other one. Whee.
Just more green.
More green, indeed.
Jing 10 likes green.
Of course he does like green, and that's the perfect situation for Jing 10. That was the end of game 1, though, between Eager and Envy. And game 2, there's the big question mark here between these 2 teams. I think we'll see Envy win this one, personally, unless something changes with Eager.
I would assume so. We'll be back in just a minute with game number 2 and the conclusion of the SPL this week. Stick around.